And here's another ingredient that I like to put into this dish is garlic. Usually I would take a whole head of garlic and chop the top off and just pop it in there, and for about about half hour, an hour, so that the flavor from the garlic is incorporated into the dish, and then the garlic itself is cooked and soft enough that I pull it out, so that it's not too overpowering, but it's still in there. But the garlic itself, the cooked garlic itself, is it's tasty. I like to eat that at home. Anyway, but for this dish, I've got about 5 cloves of garlic already peeled, and I'm just going to pop it in there midway. I'm going to lower the heat to medium low and let this sucker cook for about an hour. Now you want to periodically come back, like every half hour or so, and stir the pot, just so that it mixes well and it doesn't stick to the bottom and overcook. And let's take a look at where we are right now. It's looking rather nice. So it's about 20 minutes into it. Come back and check on that a little bit. Periodically come by and check on this, and as you can see, some of the liquid has evaporated, but since this is going to be simmering for a long time, you don't want it to get too dry and get stuck. Just a little water, maybe 10-15 minutes so. Back on, check the flame, make sure it's at low, medium, and then come back in a little bit. Alright, so we're about a little over like 2 hours, 2.5 hours into the cooking. I've checked on the oxtail, periodically about every 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes, making sure that I stir it, and make sure that it doesn't evaporate, and keep adding a little bit of water every time, and so it's reduced down to like this. You can see the meat is separating from the bone, and you can see the bone itself, the marrows have come out, so it's all incorporated into the gravy, and it is quite delicious right now. So another 15 minutes or so and it'll be ready. So now I add the vegetables into the dish. Normally in stews you can add, or people like to add, potato or carrots in the beginning or midway through the stew. But the thing is, then personally I don't like it that way, because the potato kind of melt and break apart and kind of disappear into the gravy. And so what I do is I like to add the root vegetables about 10-15 minutes before the dish is done, so that they retain their shape and their integrity, and it's enough time to cook the vegetable, and it's enough time to absorb the flavor from the meat. So I like to use the red potatoes because they're more waxy, and they don't break apart like Idaho or baked potato would. And I like to keep the skin on. The red skin is thin enough, and I have also carrots already peeled. First, cut the carrot, and there's a way I cut the carrot. If you look, I cut it once diagonally, and then turn halfway, and cut it again this way, and keep turning. So what it does is that this shapes give more surface, open surface against the grain to absorb the flavor, rather than just cutting this way, So in an angle like this, and cooks fast too. mind you, you can have this done in advance, which I normally do. I'm doing it in real time, so I can show you and illustrate it better how I do this. Bigger pieces, cut it in 3. One more should do. Stir it up a little bit. And we're going to add a little bit more water. Veggies. Cover it up. Let it cook for another 10-15 minutes and it should be done. So after about 15 minutes, it's ready. It's reduced down, the veggies are cooked, and there's enough gravy in it to keep it moist. Oh God, it smells so damn good. Anyway, turn off the flame, and you can let it sit for another 5 or 10 minutes before you plate it. And here's the final dish: Buzz's Oxtail Stew. This is really, really good served with rice. You can just eat it with bread. Either way. Hope you enjoyed it. So, that's it for making grubs with Buzz. And that was Oxtail Stew. You can't really overcook this meal. The longer you let it stew, slow cook it, the tastier it gets. The meat breaks apart from the bone, and more of the good stuff comes out of the bone. Anyway, that's what I do. So, thank you for putting up with me. This is why I draw. I'm not made for to be in front of the camera, hamming it up, trying to make a meal. Anyway, maybe next week I'll make the fried donkey dick and saute poodles, was it? So that's it for making grubs with Buzz. Oxtail Stew. Yeah. Tune in next week when I'll be making fried donkey dick and stew noodles, or is it stew poodles? Oh, we like to call it the Frank Cho special.